Hi there. As artists, our job in a lot of ways is to see the world and to make art that is about our vision, our way of seeing. There isn't necessarily a true single way of seeing the world. We all have our own subjective experiences. And as artists, what we're doing really is we are sharing that personal point of view. That point of view is not about recording things factually exactly as a camera would, but it's about bringing ourselves into it and to make art that is us doing us. And I think that this is a concept that is bigger really even than just art, which is of course a very big subject, but it's about really how we live, and that really there isn't necessarily a defined way that we have to be. There isn't necessarily a set of rules that if you are a particular person, a particular age, live in a particular place, do a particular job, that your life has to be a particular way. That we really have the opportunity to define ourselves and define our experiences, however we want to. And that can actually lead us to being happier, because we can say, you know what, instead of deciding that I'm going to be what society says I have to be, and I have to see the world that way, I can make up my own rules and I can make up my own perspective. I wrote an essay recently which was about this concept in terms of aging. I'm old. You may be old, you may not be old. Hopefully one day, if you're not old, hopefully one day you will be. But really, how do we look at that? And what does that say about our philosophy and our kind of perspective on life? So I want to read you that and see what you think, see how you feel about it. So this is the essay that I wrote. When I was a kid, I wanted to be old, not just a grown-up, but an old man. When I was in high school, I wore three-piece tweed suits that I bought in the thrift store. And one of my friends joked that my grandfather was paying my tuition in return for me wearing his clothes. Maybe it's because I lived with my grandparents when I was young, or perhaps I just wanted to skip the anxiety of being a young adult and hop right into a position of power and privilege. At least that's how I saw it. Dignity, respect, wisdom, fat pensions. Those are the many perks of the elderly as I saw it. And it was so much better than pimples and curfews. And now I finally am a geezer. It's not everything that I thought it was going to be, but I'm okay with it. I don't have the vim that I had when I was 20, but I've learned to stop comparing myself to the me that had hair and no IRA. Now, sure, I don't have all the time or the energy in the world, but even with a half-full tank, I can still go places. So I focus on the fun things that I can do with the resources that I still have. All the experiences that can give me pleasure and satisfaction. I want to use my time to explore new ideas, to dive deep into books, to be nutty, and to take a few risks, even if I no longer can run up a flight of stairs. I get emails from people in their 50s, their 70s, their 90s, and they worry that other people will judge their art-making pursuits as foolish. But let's be real. Nobody gives a damn what you do, as long as you aren't being annoying or blowing their inheritance. Being old is a gift. I can do whatever I want without worrying about being judged. There's freedom and power in being invisible. Embrace it, and you can take risks, and you can try new things without the usual consequences and tut-tuts. And I put in a quote from one of my favorite movies, Harold and Maude. And Maude says, "A lot of people enjoy being dead, but they're not dead, really. They're players, but they think life is a practice game, and they'll save themselves for later. Reach out, take a chance, get hurt even, but play as well as you can. Give me an L, give me an I, give me a V, give me an E. Live.
Otherwise, you got nothing to talk about in the locker room.
You know, when I sit around with my geezer pals, I get bored by the conversations we have about doctor visits and uncommunicative children, about politics and going on cruises. I try to change the subject to avoid moaning about what I used to be able to do and now can't. Who cares? I can't fly or run a 4-minute mile either. I never could. I'm going to use my precious time wisely. Turn off the news, write, draw, read, make, meet strangers, try new things. Dance naked if I want to. Not in this video, don't worry. And be like Maude. If you've never seen Harold and Maude, I strongly recommend it. And I don't know, maybe I'll put a link to a trailer for it. I think it's on YouTube. And the end of this beautiful movie has a song by Cat Stevens in which he says, if you want to be free, because there's a million things to be. You know that there are. And if you want to be high, and if you want to be low, because there's a million ways to go. You know that there are. Hope this gives you some food for thought. I'd love to know your response to it, so please put your comment below. And hopefully you like this video and you'll let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And also, I hope that you will consider subscribing to my essays, dannysessays.com, where I write about these kinds of issues, about art, about creativity, but also about life, because art is life and life is art. And I hope you think so too. Until next time, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.
There's a million things to be. You know that there are. You know that there are. You know that there are.